My name is John Festinger, and this is News of the Month for December 2014 in association with the video game law course at the University of British Columbia. You'll notice if you've been following this series of comments that I'm changing the format in a number of ways. First of all, the course, at least the fall 2014 version of the course, which was the 8th cohort of the course, is now over, and we will reconvene again in the fall of 2015. So I'm moving from a weekly commentary format to a monthly commentary format. Secondly, both just to add to my experimentation around digital media and simplicity of use in terms of doing this commentary, I'm going to experiment at least now, and perhaps there will be some other experiments in the future with different formats. So today we're going off of my laptop just to see what that's like, and hopefully this will not diminish production values too much. We lose the lovely screen effect behind me that was almost holographic, but it's sort of not relevant because this commentary is not tied to any 1 week as previous ones were. So the comment I want to make today has to do with Sony as a video game company and also as an entertainment company. And it stems from all of the goings-on around the hack of Sony, what was revealed in the hack of Sony, the interview, and also, in a video game context, the success of the PS4. So I guess the important self-revelatory part here is to explain that I have, in one way or another, throughout my legal and media career, been fairly intertwined with Sony, always on the other side. When I was in the broadcast world, Sony supplied a lot of broadcast equipment to the companies I work for. When I started a television station, they provided their first generation of digital equipment. And obviously they've been a big player in the video game area, both as software developers and in terms of PlayStation hardware. So I've, in various ways, watched Sony, and the real point being that what we saw around the interview and around the Sony hacks is something that in some strange ways I feel always happens with Sony. You will recall the PlayStation 3 was rather a disaster. It really was tone deaf to the needs of developers, and it fell terribly behind the Xbox 360. And the PlayStation 4 has been a huge success and has been anything but tone deaf for the most part. It's been the real game box, and somehow Microsoft and the Xbox One really stumbled, and that really has shown out of the gate. And though they may catch up, truth be told, that seems extremely unlikely. Yet, at the same time, as one part of Sony succeeds, another part of Sony, in this case the entertainment division, seems to have stumbled around from failure to failure, misstep to misstep, and not just around the interview and not protecting free speech and not standing up to threats until basically called out by the President of the United States. But this has been going on for quite a while. And I guess it's wonderful to be a conglomerate is the point. As one side does extremely well, another side does badly. And so many times over the past 30 years of my dealings with Sony, I've asked myself in all seriousness how they can possibly survive. And the answer must be that when the division I was working with perhaps wasn't doing all that well, somebody else was doing the right things. So Sony continues to be a fascinating company, and there is no question that they have probably extended the life of video game consoles by doing such a great job on the PlayStation 4, even as their American-based entertainment division seems to have done everything they can to not get things right. Thank you, and see you next month.